What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Daniel. Let's go. And we're back at it again. Episode 17. If you're returning, thank you for your continued love and support for helping our community grow and our channel grow. If it's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do happen to enjoy this content, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. On today's episode, I have here with me Eddie, Cesar. We're going to get into top meta reports, how decks have been performing this past couple of weeks overseas, not technically overseas, but other states. We do have some tournaments coming happening here in SoCal area the next 2 weeks. So some pretty exciting news, Lorcana, since we're in that little dry spell with these events coming up. It's going to help a lot. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the Lorcana Cookout.
Yo guys, what's up? Feels good to finally get together. We've been lagging it. We're not gonna pretend like we haven't. Yeah, we've been lagging it. So we missed last week's episode, and it's 12 a.m. right now. We're trying to get this episode out. So
It is midnight.
yeah, so that's another reason why there's only a few of us, because we're just trying to get this episode out. So we're going to talk about some old stuff and some new stuff just for anyone that strictly watches our podcast only. That way they're not out of the loop. So if you guys watch other podcasts, you might already hear other people talk about it, but we're going to talk about it too. So just in the Lorcana news, there's this playmat that they announced or revealed. I think it's...
Where's the playmat? What?
What happened?
It's at the I know it's in the UK. There's this like collab with like Lorcana. I think every year they release or drop a playmat like this
Yeah.
with the year number, printed on there, and it's always super rare. I see it at some like DLCs or some vendors have it. So it's pretty I know these can be expensive if you get them.
Yeah, I think the first one's like $600. I'm like,
No, they're pretty cool. It's yeah, I think it's like the second year in a row now that they've dropped
Yeah, so
like this kind of playmat.
yeah, so this one's pretty cool. But if any of you guys are interested in this, travel to the UK and go get it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other than that,
order it.
I don't know if we're missing out on any news, but LCCC or whatever it's called is going on. So if you guys are not able to find good content on Lorcana, that's decent content that's going on almost every day of the week. When the matches go live, it's a bunch of good players duking it out, and it's good content to watch if you guys are lacking some content. Other than that,
there's one thing though, like with these events, right? And I know that there was some misplays that happened and some things that were missed during streams, and I don't know if it's just me, but I understand the Lorcana, like the commentators, they're not really supposed to say like, oh, that was a bad move or anything. But I don't know if it's just me, but if I was a commentator, I would still call out plays that, hey, I don't think that's probably like the best play he could do. I'm not gonna bash on the player, but I think just calling out like, I think this would have been a better opportunity for him to probably do this in this situation instead, so he could have had this type of outcome during that play. And I keep hearing like, oh, the commentators are not supposed to do that. That they're just supposed to be there just to talk about the game. Like, dude, if I watch a sport or football or basketball, they're saying like that was not a good move. He should have did this, and I think it makes it more real and better. But that's just me. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
no, I agree. I
Yep.
mean, me
Mhm.
personally, I might be in the minority, but I like my commentators. Like if I'm watching a tournament, I like my commentators to be skilled players. So obviously, if it's not a skilled player and they're saying like, "Oh, they should have done that," that's a little bit, different. But if you know this player is skilled and he's like, "Hey, you know what? That might have been a misplay," and you don't have to call out straight up, be like, "That was a misplay," but you could be like, "Hey, that might have been a misplay. Like this might have been the better sequencing." Like for me, that's cool because let's say I didn't think about that line. Like now, it just from watching, like it brings me up that line and a reasoning on why I should have taken that line instead. Because like let's say I would have done the same thing as that person that quote unquote messed up, and this guy's like, oh, this line was better, then that brings more knowledge to me, you know. And I'm watching these, in my opinion, I'm watching all these games play out for knowledge for myself, not really for entertainment. It's just to better myself. So
Yeah, definitely. Right.
Yeah, that's why like I think they put emphasis on showing their hand, having like a hand cam. 'Cause I think that is a big part of the experience where you're looking at their hand, you're looking at the decisions they're making, looking at the lines, and yeah, I think the good commentators do go out of their way to, not just, kind of predict what the most optimal line is, but they also, I think, uh, at the end, they always have this interview where they talk about the match, and then I know that some of like the more experienced commentators, or at least the better players, like Wonderland, I know he like in Spessie's like match with Sailor, I think Wonderland was like, yeah, Spessie did like almost 99% of the same plays that he would have done, and
Yeah.
pointing out specific moments in the game that were kind of like the difference in the match. Just little decisions that, in against the top players, it's those little decisions that really defines the outcome. And it's been fun. I've been trying to watch as many of them as I can, especially some of the bigger name matches like Zan versus DKP, Artifacts versus Ed. It's cool. I love watching these high level players like duke it out.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to watch it, but sometimes, you know, life gets in the way, and some of these matches are like hours long, so it gets a little bit rough. But yeah, guys, I mean, for anyone watching, if you guys are watching any games of gameplay, if especially if they're showing hand cam, like try to ignore um, what the opponent, like let's say you're playing blue red, right, and you're watching Sailor play, like try to ignore the opponent's hand and put yourself in that game basically, and be like, before he even does it, well, the good thing is that you can't hear them talk, but before he even does it, like think about what you would do. Like, oh, if I was in this position, I would ink this, play this, and then if you see Sailor does like a different move, then question yourself why he did that, and try to see, because that itself is gonna make you a better player too. I'm not saying
Yeah.
type on the Twitch chat and be backseating, because that can be annoying, but just for your own knowledge, like it's good practice to be doing that when you're watching someone play. Even if you're watching someone play in person because you're at a tournament and your round's done, like go watch someone. That's what I like to do. Like to watch someone that's playing the same colors I'm playing at the time, and look at them and be like, "This is what I would do," and see if they do something different, and see the outcome of it, and see if my thought process was better, or if their thought process was better, and what, you know. Sometimes you see lines, other people see lines that you might not see at that moment, and it'll open stuff up like that. So,
Yeah,
cool little
definitely.
segue. Um, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So other than that, the main majority of what we're going to talk about today is topping list, and basically the meta, how it's been shaping up. Let me pull up this picture for you guys so you guys can see this. Da-da-da. So, can you guys see this, Eddie, Danny? You got
Yeah.
a breakdown? Okay, so real quick, don't want to take credit for this graph. Shout out to Forbidden Mountain. We're stealing this from them. This was week two meta. We're going to talk about week one and week two on the list. We're going to go over just because, like I said, we've been slacking it and we missed the episode. But what do you guys think about this graph?
Uh, so I'll go. Just from my logos tonight, the graph looks pretty like super accurate. Like I went to a locals today at the Top Tech Keep in the city of Redlands, and it was just a sea of blue, blue steel, blue red. It was everywhere, even the geyser deck. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And then there was a whole bunch of purple steel, and there was a lot of blue red. I think I was like the only green steel player there because I'm near and dear to green steel, so it was pretty good to see that I'm keeping the green steel alive. But yeah, man, it's just so much blue and steel. Those two combinations, they're so difficult to deal with, and it's you just have to try to work your way around that blue steel. It's crazy, but it looks pretty accurate.
Yeah, from what I've experienced at locals, it's I actually haven't seen as much blue still because people are still trying to get the cards because
Yeah, it's
The
expensive.
price on that list is so expensive. It's so pretty much I know a lot of people aren't playing blue steel just because they can't afford it or they don't want to invest that much, right? So they're doing purple steel, they're doing amber steel, and so at my locals, I've been seeing a lot more purple steel and a lot more amber steel perform well, and like topping like usually. But blue steel is so strong, and it is interesting to see not just the item list but the aggro list being almost equally represented. I think they're both valid and they're both really strong in this meta. With pretty much, I think most people would agree it's a blue heavy meta, and that's putting people in a position to kind of just consider that matchup at all times. So that's why I see a lot of aggro. It makes sense that aggro always has the edge against more, slower blue decks. But I really like it. It's pretty wide, honestly. I know people are intimidated by blue still, but I know we'll talk more about that. But I think it's good times. I'm really liking the set so far.
Yeah. So to me, the only thing scary about this is that if we're talking about color combination, that's technically 18 blue steel lists in week two that topped. Cause I think this is topping decks, and then that's only 5 red blue. So it's almost double from the second most played deck if you technically combine um, the two blue steels. Um, I mean, the good thing about it is that it's not the same exact deck, you know? It's not the same exact 60, so that's good. But, I mean, if you guys want my opinion for anyone watching, I feel like if you're not playing blue as a competitive player, like, what are you doing? To be completely honest, like, it's not even being messed up. It's like, blue is straight up, like, the most strong color right
Dominant.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whether you do it blue steel or blue red or I think even blue green, like I think a blue green deck is gonna come out. It's gonna be strong too. So, yeah, it's just crazy. But I'm also not too upset with the meta. I mean, there's other decks rising. Um, Obviously the item lists and then the aggro lists of blue steel, and then I do think purple steel is pretty strong. Blue red, there's a lot of control lists, and then there's still some people trying to do the blue red items, and then that green yellow deck that just came out with the Tramp, that's going pretty popular right now too. So, and then a lot of people are saying Emerald's still strong. So, I mean, yeah, I think we'll be in a decent meta, but we just gotta see. But we'll go into the decks and why this is so high right now. Because our boy Zan decided to win a tournament with this spicy list. So let's go ahead and share it. Just make sure I click on the right picture.
That shield, bro. That shield's so good. I think
Okay. So here
more
it is.
than one better.
Yeah. So this was back in the 8th, March 8th. It's like literally the weekend that the set came out, basically, or like next weekend. Jeremy, Zan's best friend, basically, took down first place at the SSG 10K tournament with this Oswald list. Obviously, people were seeing it get played on stream, and people were like, "This deck's broken." I kind of thought the deck was broken beforehand. I didn't have it built exactly like this, but I had the same concept, like songs and then like a bunch of items, and then just like Lucky Dime go crazy. I was telling everyone in the cookout chat and in my team chat that blue steel is broken. I didn't have the exact 60 as Zan, obviously. I wasn't playing Oswald. My list was probably closer to Moyens before they both released their list. So I felt like this deck was going to be strong, and sure enough, Zan and Jeremy took top 4 in SSG, and yeah, they just showed this deck out and dominated. What do you guys think about this deck?
This deck's very good. Honestly, I didn't believe it until I managed to put all the cards together. It was hard to find all the cards, and find them at reasonable prices. But once I put it all together, I really got to experience like the power of this deck. What's really unique about this deck is just the amount of like value you can cheat in. The word free is super powerful in this meta right now, and Oswald has that play stuff for free ability. Scrooge McDuck has you can play it for free. Like these the ability, and the songs you're singing you're playing for free. The ability to just take advantage of your resources in that way and abuse the resources, of what you're capable to do turn per turn. It's pretty nasty, honestly. I think that's why this deck really is so strong, is because you're able to do so much for so little. And if you build it the right way, it can totally run away against any matchup, I believe. Obviously, now we see some of the answers to this, but when this came out the weekend of, this was a banger, honestly. Like this is a good deck.
Yeah, honestly, this deck does have some counters, and it does feel a little weaker now. But that's what I was saying. Like before Zan made it popular, like I was just playing on Lorcanito. Like this deck just felt so strong. Like when people weren't expecting it, it was just like I didn't drop a single game to Red Blue. Like I didn't drop a single game to the Kiwi Birds because that was kind of popular because Harlan showed it earlier. Like I just wasn't dropping games. I think I probably played like 20 something games and I didn't drop a single game. Like this deck was crazy, and now that people are aware of it, like it makes it a little bit weaker, but I still think it's really strong. You just gotta play a little bit more optimally. You can't just straight up say Oswald on 2 every time because now people are expecting it. So I still think this deck is really strong. I still think it's probably the strongest deck in the format right now. But to each their own. And
Bro,
obviously this list changed from this Zan showed an updated list, and then yeah, my I kind of tweaked his list from mine. It's like 4 cards off or something like that. But yeah, this deck's strong.
dude, they gave blue 3 cards. They got Bell, they got Scrooge, they got Tamatoa. Like, bro, what the heck?
Yeah.
There's no other colors that got that basically this set, right? Like
No.
red? Did red get anything?
Um,
Like on its own, just red,
I can't think of anything right now. No.
I mean,
right? Nothing, dude. Like
nothing
green
blue.
got nothing.
Blue also got Sapphire Coil, so
Yeah, like four, dude. That you just like how you said, like if you're really being competitive and you're not running blue, what are you doing?
yeah. I'm
Like
not
I
saying
even say
it's
that
not
I
a
even say
competitive deck, but like
I know,
it's
but
yeah.
blue is super strong right now. Like I'm a green steel player, and like because how strong this deck right now of blue steel feels like emerald, feels like green steel last set or the set before. Like it just feels this great where it makes you want to pick up those colors, and it's just man, if they would have made that Tamatoa maybe a super rare, it would have been a lot better just for a lot of more players, right? Because those things are expensive. They're like
Yeah.
$40.
Yeah.
But like I think they're gonna drop, right? We go to
No,
retail this
100%.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna drop, but I don't think significantly, maybe like $10. So like you're still spending what $120 on 4 cards? It's crazy if they
Yeah,
were to
and
go to 30
you're not
bucks,
even
right?
talking about the Scrooges yet either, because I think the
Yeah,
combo's gonna
and then
settle like
they're still
around
gonna
40, and the Scrooge is probably gonna settle around 40 or 30. So
yeah, like great. I'm glad the Bell and the freaking Sapphire Coral weren't super rares also, but it's crazy.
yeah, but yeah, this list is strong, guys. I mean, if you guys have the time, I do think you can't just pick this deck up. Like if you haven't played it or any form of like blue list, like I don't. If you have a big tournament this weekend, I don't think you could just pick it up and then play it this weekend and do good with it. Like I do think you gotta put some time with this deck and um, practice it, because if you master this deck, like I think it's a really strong deck. But enough of this one. If you don't like this kind of deck, there's another blue steel list you can play. This one was one. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that the SSG tournament was like 100 and something players. This one, Battle Bear, was 60 players. Artifacts finished in second. This guy beat him in the finals. And this is more like the Kiwi Bird / like Artifacts list. a little bit more low to the ground. The docks, Alice's, Pluto's. I would say this is more like Kiwi Birds. Still has the McDucks and the bell so broken that you just run the items in the aggro list too. Honestly, from what I've been seeing, I think this list is stronger than like the artifacts list. Like I think the docks are still really good. Like you just never run out of cards. It's crazy. Like you just consistently putting on pressure and you're just not running out of cards. Like it's kind of insane. So if you like aggro kind of play styles, mid range, like
And this one is super more budgety. Like
yeah,
you
100%.
don't all the cards are not expensive in this one. Like the most one probably would be just a Gantu right now,
I
just because
do
it's new.
think though you fit Tamatoas in this deck as well. If you want to play it correctly, like I think you could probably go to two docks and like two Tamatoas or
Yeah.
something like that, because Tamatoa just is just a draw engine too.
Well,
Like it's crazy.
this one's running the one of Gantu, or how many Gantus is it
He's
running?
one, yeah,
The bigger one.
one.
Yeah, he's the one. Like I guess if you really need that, or if you really
I don't
need the
think I don't
Plutos,
think
I
you
don't.
need this. Like I think with
Yeah.
you like never running out of steam, like the two lore is fine for the Tamatoa, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But like I'm
And
telling you,
then
like the not running out of steam, like you're gonna cook red blue because like they're eventually gonna run out of removal, and then like
yeah.
the blue steel list too, like they're gonna eventually run out of removal, so they're gonna have to switch to the I'm gonna have to like OTK you. But what do you guys think about this list?
Yeah, I see this list. They get you start fast and then they keep the pressure with and with Alice, I think really is the the foundation for this deck. Alice just puts so much pressure and it protects your board state against a lot of steel mirrors. And then you protect the Alice with like Pluto and that 3-drop John Silver, and then add cogs. And yeah, this deck can run away with it if you don't have the enough early game, to kind of keep up with this. Even against, I think, the item list, I told the item list did beat this on stream, but it's not like a free match. Yeah, I think it's a pretty 50-50 match.
Yeah, it's not free at all. It's a rough matchup still.
I'm
Like you said, it's
confused.
50
Like
50.
man, I would think this one would beat the item deck because it just goes super fast, right? And then you're looking for Wendy. Like I think you're mulling for Wendy. I mean Alice. My bad. I keep saying Wendy. You're mulling for Alex. I mean Alice, so that you just keep getting your stuff forward and they can't shrink.
Yeah. No, I mean,
But
the reason why it doesn't, it's not free because if they just see like a bunch of bells and then like cheat out Scrooge, like it gets kind of rough for them. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think this version's a little bit better because the Alice
I like
leaving the
this.
Pluto ward, like it's pretty nasty. Like yeah, it's pretty good. But I don't think it's free. I think this deck is favored though. Like I think it's like probably like a 55-45 or something like
Hmm.
that. But yeah, not my cup of tea of playstyle, but it's pretty good. I would recommend anyone. Like right now, I've been recommending Danny to play this deck. So like I think it's really good. So did you test it out, Danny, or no?
I've been messing with it a little bit, but like even though it's aggro, it's a different type of aggro. I'm not used to like looking for my item for the one drop if I don't have the Mulan, right? Like or the sphere. I'm not used to looking for sometimes that item one drop. I need dudes, so
Yeah.
it's different. Um, and but like when you start going into the 2-drop flow, then it's all right. But still, even this at I think it's 8. I can barely see it.
What
I don't really count
uninkables
the
or what?
docks, right? No, no, 2 drops.
Oh yeah, it's 8, 7.
Yeah, like see that's why like it's 7, but I don't really count the docks. But so only having Calhoun's and Shmees, and it's the same thing. Like it just feels rough when I'm just mulliganing and I'm like, all right, I know I only run 8 2 drops. I don't want to freaking draw into my dock early. I only have 4 1-drop characters, but it's just getting used to that I think is what's hindering me.
I feel like the way you have to look at it is like if you have an item on board, like you always have a zero cost character. Like
Yeah,
there was a game I was playing and I was playing red blue, and the blue steel guy went like bell, forgot something else, and then went dock, and he already had like 2 items on board, and then the next turn he like or at the same turn, he just went like super wide. Like he had a Bell, something else, an Alice, and he went like something Doc. Played the 2 bells for free, and then like high runs or something, like I don't know, something insane. He just cheated out like 3 characters. I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do? Like yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, I was already behind the whole game, but like that sealed the deal for sure. Like I just lost. Like if there was any other combination where he couldn't cheat out those more extra characters, like I would have been fine. But
Yeah, and there's no ramp, so you're just going off curve.
Yeah,
And
tempo.
just
yeah, it's tempo.
yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's aggro. It's more tempo. Like I mean, the way Artifacts explains this deck is like more like green purple, which is why I kind of like he likes it, because it's kind of tempo-ish. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
it's a good deck.
it's more resilient than green purple right now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right, cool. Next list. We got that finished the first at a 3K. I think this was like a 60-player tournament or something like that. Steel Song. I still think
I saw
Steel
this
Song.
match.
Yeah, I still think Steel Song is really strong. I think honestly, it's Blue Steel is probably worst matchup. The item version. I don't know about the low to the ground version or the mid range version, but I think it's Blue Steel's hardest matchup. Like all these 4 health characters just make it so rough. Like Daisy, even if I cheat out Bell, like that's not gonna die. Like the Troubadour can't kill it.
Yeah.
I gotta constantly remove your singers, Ariel.
Yeah, I think Ember still has a super fighting chance, and we're just not seeing that much of it. Well, my locals, right? I'm not. But Eddie said that he's been still seeing a lot of Amber Steel.
I have, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's topped both of the collectible exchange events back to back on
Yeah.
Sundays.
See, so it's pretty. It's good that this deck. I think once more people start playing this deck a lot more to like counteract the blue steel, then that's basically the meta.
I keep telling people, man, the daisies just pop off so hard right now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
hit like half their deck.
Yeah. So, like I
Yeah,
was mentioning,
definitely.
I was playing like I made like an item song version of Blue Steel, before Zan showed it, and I was playing Cell, and I failed to realize like why the T-bolt's in there instead of the Cell, and it's basically so it completes the four damage for all these like Amber Steel stuff. So it's very important. But yeah, I think it's really rough. Like I think in
The
I
little
took that
Tipo that could, bro.
yeah
Little one attack.
I took Blue Steel to the collectible exchange free box tournament. And I lost to a Blue Steel Mirror, which I like fully bricked. I was on like 13 uninkables, and I saw like 6 uninkables in the first like 8 cards I drew. And then I lost against Ethan on Amber Steel. So that's the only one where I was like, dude, those were super rough. I also drew pretty bad. I also kind of almost bricked too, but it's just honestly that's what made me realize that this is a rough matchup. So if you are an Amber Steel enjoyer, be faithful to your deck, because I think this is still like tier 1, top of tier 2. So I would stick up.
What do you guys think about? So I see this person's running the new turtle, right?
Yeah.
Is it a turtle?
Yeah.
Troubadour.
Yeah, instead of
So,
Vanessa.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Do
think
you think he's just putting that in there just to because it's a new card, or is it really
no,
better
it's for
than
the
Vanessa?
Bianca. It's for the Bianca.
For the Bianca, right? Because it's the ally.
Yeah. So I
exactly.
don't think Gaston is needed, because now you have the Bianca as
Yes.
your like big singer, because
exactly.
Gaston's in this list to be like a harder singer to remove
Well,
for
I
blue
guess,
red, but now Bianca
but
does
Bianca
it.
would come out turn 4, right?
Yeah, but that's
Instead
fine.
of
You always want to put Ariel on 3. Like I don't
Not
think
yeah,
Gaston.
that
I don't
or
think
Pete, right? You could like
yeah,
that or
that or
Pete.
Pete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Depends, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying that I don't think Gaston's needed. Like you can go like one
Yeah.
of these on 3, and then just cheat out Bianca on 4. Like Bianca's so hard to remove.
Yeah.
So
No, Bianca's awesome.
yeah.
Like my yeah, I built a still song list that pretty much, you know, features Bianca. I cut out, to me, Bianca is like just a better Gaston.
I agree.
And yeah, and so like in my deck she's a 4 of. I'm also on like, I'm on Lawrence and I'm on Troubadour. And all my matches with like this is what actually tested tonight at my locals, and yeah, I won all my matches because I went against a bunch of aggro decks, but the Troubadour really sticks. Like I don't think I've ever had a Troubadour die on me in all my games.
Yeah.
Like no one kills the Troubadour. They kill everything else
I don't know if you guys
because everything
recalled.
else is putting pressure.
Yeah. I
You
don't know if
know.
you guys recalled the item split or the song split. I was telling Ethan to play. 3 Zeus, 2 greatest criminal mine. Actually, I think I told him
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
Zeus and 2 greatest, but that's what this guy's
because
playing. Like, I think it's so good.
greatest it hits so much stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Greatest gonna. Oh my.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
hits so much. Yeah, I need
It's
to.
a good call right now for sure.
Yeah, I need to take time to pick up this
What
deck.
location? What location is this? Is this Rapunzel's or is
No,
No,
that?
that's
it's another.
Neverland.
It's just another
Oh,
one
Neverland.
drop.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you were talking about, huh, Eddie?
Yeah, a lot of people have been because the worst matchup for Steel Song is still blue red. So these locations give you pretty much an auto win match if you find it early. Again, you go Daisy location. I mean, even the new coil version can't
Even
keep up
against
with
blue
that.
steel is strong because it goes back to that 4 willpower, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
um,
It's really good if you expect a lot of Ruby in the room. Um, and yeah, it's. I saw Bivens had it in his list too.
yeah,
Same location. Just applies pressure early, and that's usually enough in those like slower control matches.
yeah.
I think
I,
what's spicy about this list is the Gantu, the 4 drop. That's usually not something you see in Steel Song because it prevents yourself. Well, it adds the text to your own songs.
but it's only for
If
that
you hard.
turn.
No, yeah, no, it stops singers for the turn, but then the tax happens throughout the whole time. Like
Yeah,
you have
but
to hard cast.
you don't really want to like hard cast songs in Amber Steel,
Yeah,
do
you're
you?
just singing.
Like that's why
Just
you
for
have so many
singing.
singers, right? You have singer, 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 singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Like
exactly.
in Blue
That's
Steel, well, old Blue Steel, you're more likely to hard cast songs, but in this, like, it's very unlikely that you're hard casting a song. So I see Gantu good in this list. I was saying if Gantu fits
I
in
think the
any list.
one big thing is needed.
Um,
what was that?
This big Cindy.
I mean for the mirror, I guess, but other than that, I don't think so.
Like,
I
is it
mean, I guess for
really
Blue
needed?
Steel, it's
I
fine
think it's
too,
just
but
there to kill the cogs. You know, kill ward if they expect a lot of ward characters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep. You're right. Yeah, that works.
that's always been a tech for ward. Yeah.
yeah, I think I need to put time and pick up this deck. I think it's gonna be my 4th deck that I have in the back pocket because this deck has been strong for a long time too.
Yeah.
I don't
I
see anyone complaining about it.
I
And
know a lot of Steel Song players because in my locals they're just I feel like I come from a Steel Song dojo. Like everyone, all the good players play Steel Song, and a lot of them wanted like kind of gave up on it, and I didn't. I think Bianca really is the most significant new card for
Yeah,
Steel Song in this set, and I think that's just the key really.
yeah,
Bianca is just so much value.
and
definitely,
that's
definitely.
what's gonna keep you from playing Troubadour because you have the Daisy as an ally, Smee as an ally, Troubadour as an ally, Lawrence as an
Hmm.
ally. So you have a bunch of ways to guarantee that your Bianca's coming out on 4. Like,
Yeah.
and then Bianca on 4 is just like if you want a singer to stick, that's probably the one. So
So good,
yeah,
and
It's a beast on 4, bro. Like that's yeah, it doesn't draw you the card, but you get a 5/5 on turn 4.
that's
and
better
if
than the
you
Beast on
challenge,
4, bro. It's a 5/5.
yeah, and if you challenge, you're gonna win that trade, and then you're gonna drop Rapunzel to draw 3.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
She's just so good in this list. So I'll
Yeah.
probably start playing this on the Fight Club, just to start getting some reps in it. Cause I should probably pick up this deck. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere soon.
Yeah,
I,
no, no. Definitely, this thing is staying. Like this thing is what's gonna keep. Once people figure out like, hey, Amber still that's gonna keep Blue still kind of in check just a little bit because it's able to keep up pretty good.
I'm saying like next set too. Like have a hard time believing that this is gonna go away. And the only
I'm
reason
telling you, bro.
why red purple's kind of going away is because it literally got nothing for like 2-3 sets in a row.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
as
So
soon as
it
it
can
gets like
evolve. Yeah. They're like, what do I add it to do nothing? It's the exact same deck.
yeah, like this deck has been slowly getting like a one of every set at least, so it can at least evolve. But
But I think it's because red purple was the deck like 3 sets
No, I agree.
straight.
Yeah, no, I agree. But this also has been the
Oh
deck. Like this deck has
yeah,
always been tier 1, tier 2. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I think since set what was it set
set
one
one.
also?
Yeah, set one.
Set
Yeah.
two. Well,
Yeah,
set
set
two
one.
when Cindy and
No,
Steel
set
Songs
one
came
too.
out.
That
Was
the two main decks he played was
Rockstar.
red, purple, and
Yeah,
Rockstar
flash.
stage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
yeah. So.
But
crazy.
this song list didn't come out till set two.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
But
for
There was no, yeah. As soon as they got
maybe yellow gets hit. Maybe yellow gets hit next set where they get nothing and they
no,
help
yellow
other
needs
colors.
stuff. Steel
yeah,
doesn't.
yellow needs help.
Yellow has no good cards. Yellow's ass.
What do you mean? Just look at half the deck is yellow.
Yellow got nothing good this set, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
No,
The only
they,
They
thing,
just got a turtle. They just got the turtle.
that's
yeah,
Again,
not
the
well, it's
yellow.
yellow.
turtles,
That's yellow steel. Yeah.
the turtles. I would say it's still up for debate, but it's been performing well because
Bro,
of
yellow
Bianca.
needs something for like Mufasa list, red, yellow list,
Yeah,
yellow blue list if that ever exists. What are the combination?
right.
Well,
What's the
yellow
next one?
green. That's the
Yeah,
spice,
yellow
right?
green. Yeah,
Lately.
yellow green has nothing. That's how you know yellow didn't get nothing because yellow green and yellow red are still really bad.
Well, yellow
And they
green
were
might be on.
they were playable decks, you know. So they just haven't gotten anything in a while.
Well, yeah, right. Like Eddie was about to say. I think what the next deck that we're gonna show is one of the colors that you just said though.
Yeah,
Yellow green.
yeah. So, but if you look at
Like
Yeah.
it, we'll go over to it. If you look at
No,
it,
yeah.
there's no new cards.
Well, this version.
oh, I thought we were looking at the other deck list. This was a different one, right?
Oh, you're
Okay,
talking
this
about the
is
aggro
like,
one.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This one's like Kawa's version, right? Like the more
yeah. This is the
discard
third one.
control.
Yeah, so this one won like a 40-player tournament or 60-player tournament. Got
I don't
first
know.
place.
I don't really like maybe because a lot of people didn't have the new cards. I don't see this doing that well.
I think it's
Like
just
Let's go to it real quick.
discard.
people
Let's
are
see which one it was.
blue steel is everywhere. The only thing if you don't hit Muse and John, everything's dying.
That was a
You're
128-player tournament.
it's running Sir Hiss, bro, with a bell
I
that comes out
mean,
on
people had new
two.
cards.
I get you. Yeah, you can just storm rage. That's or his.
Yeah, you can't even strength it. Like if they were like, no, I'm just gonna use my strength right now. Save
No,
this storm for
yeah,
something else. 'Cause it's only one life. Like
yeah.
I don't
That
know
look
this. Lit.
that would look that looked like the old list from like set 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Well, I think
it
that's
hasn't put a
what
new
deck
card
says.
out
No.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people were running new cards, so it didn't look like the. Oops, it didn't look like the Oswald build was there, but they were running new cards.
No, I saw like I mean, I
There's an aggro list.
on Musha report they're talking about the Trump. No, the Trump. No, the Tramp.
Tramp.
Yep,
Wow.
the Tramp. My bad.
Don't get us canceled right now, man. Come on.
Talking about the Tramp 2-drop, which is pretty spicy. There's like a kind of like the new
I'll try to find the list
Lemon
real quick.
lime, right?
yeah, there's a new package that
Or lemon lime.
they kind of made for this set.
Yeah, let me
There's
try to find the list right now because it is a popular list going around right now.
yeah.
I think
No,
it
it's built
actually.
around the Lady and the Tramp cards that are that they just I think they designed it that way to just put pressure and have a lot of synergy
I'm
with
sure
your
I'll find it
graveyard
right now on
discard.
Dreamborn just to show it for everybody.
What did the lady in the trap do?
So there's
Here
the
it is.
actual
Probably this
there's
one.
actually I think there's two yeah there's one 5-drop lady and then there's
This is
a
not it. Just
7-drop
kidding.
lady in the Tramp that
Mhm.
just basically give you draw and you're able to
Think it's this
cheat.
Oh, they
one.
draw?
Yeah, they draw, and then like the 7-drop, I think you draw. You play it cheaper for each character on your board, so you're able to take advantage of going wide early.
Yeah, something like this.
Mm.
Yeah. So this
Yeah,
one's
there we
like
go. That's the one.
the Fossa version, but it has that Lady in the Tramp package, or has yeah
So
with
yeah,
the
you
Journal.
basically just like cheat out all these cards. A bunch of once again, if you look, 4 willpower, 4 willpower, 4 willpower, bunch of 4 willpowers.
Rapunzel.
You're just going aggro, and then you want to cheat out Tramp to throw a bunch of your characters in your discard to cheat out a Chernobog. I don't know if they're running one or two, but somehow every time I play against this list, they always have it. Like,
Yeah, I played against it today, and they were running 2 Churnabogs.
yeah.
I think 2 is right in this list.
And this lady is
Yeah, but
okay
it just looks
because
like
This lady's
It just
okay
looks like
because
it gets eaten by blue red, no?
no,
No,
I
it
could
goes
get under it
fast.
sometimes. Yeah,
Daisy Merfolk is nasty.
But
they
like you're
have.
on four Sisus, four small Sisus. Like you're looking just for you're mulling for the Sisu
Well,
shift, no?
not everyone's on that, but
Yeah, they should be. They
yeah,
should.
not
But
everyone's on the 4 and 4 Sisus. But I also agree that that is the way right now. But I mean, they have 4, 5. Uh, uh, well, yeah, it
what's
can go
that
fast enough.
surprised me is the 2-drop Tramp. He buffs up on play whatever you have on board for each character you have on board. So if you start off like one bunch of 1-drops on turn 3, you drop
I'll
the
give you some
Tramp,
good trades.
you get great trades. Yeah, especially with the 0-4s out there. It's sneaky. I wouldn't sleep on this.
Super plusing, huh?
Yeah, so I couldn't
Hmm.
find a list or a tournament that won with this, but keep an eye out for this, guys, because honestly, I've been seeing it around on Fight Club a lot. I'm hearing a lot of people are having fun with this deck, so
Like,
um,
couldn't you run in this deck that card that Hector ran with Ruby Amber, the invited to the ball?
you can, yeah.
Yeah, especially this version. It's
Yeah,
this one's the Mufasa version, but I think all the versions of this deck are very character heavy. So
Yeah. Well, other than that, I don't think this list is bad. I think this card can have a good place in the meta, and I mean, this is a heavy discard list. Like, it's heavier than Green Steel, so um, not bad, but we'll see how it shapes out. And
yeah.
last but not least, the last contender in the meta as of right now is Purple Steel. It can be built a couple different ways. Um,
You can go mid range, aggro. You can even go late game if you really want to, right? Like with Tinkerbells.
no,
I don't think you can
No,
really
you
go
don't think?
like that. I think you can
I
go
think
like
this is
I
I
think
think
you go
this is the
burn.
way.
I think you go like full burn with the this is my family and
Yeah,
stuff, or you go like low to the ground, mid range kind of. Um, yeah, like tempo, I guess.
like steel. It's a steel meta. Like you can go, like you want to start from the top to the bottom, right? You go blue steel, then there's amber steel, then there's purple steel, and then last but not least, green steel. Like it's a super steel meta,
Yeah,
and it feels good, but
yeah.
it does hurt.
If we want to talk about ranking, in my opinion, I think blue steel is best deck. I think either version. I think blue steel is best color combination. Let me say that blue steel is best color combination. Then red blue, I would say like they're basically neck and neck. I would say they're tier one. Tier two, I would put amber steel, purple steel, and then green steel right at the bottom of that, and then everything else below will be tier three. Um, yeah, that's how I would rank it. But yeah, steel meta again. All the steel decks are strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it just yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I'm gonna say I'll just talk a little bit about this purple steel list. I remember I ran something similar to this last set with that opening of just a bunch of 1-drops and having the 2 Maleficents just kind of for that Ruby matchup. But I think Calhoun really is good right now in the steel meta. And then the new Giant Cobra, that's really the spice that they added to this list. I know a lot of Purple Steel players pretty much play this because they just need 3 new cards to build it.
No,
But
100%.
it
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
and I
good
think it's
list
really
though,
strong.
I think this is the reason why genies will stay relevant because you actually I think in this list you don't play rabbit. You go doc and you go genie. And I think that is correct with the amount of pressure you put because this plays kind of like an aggro deck, but you're also kind of managing your resource with the balance package and you kind of you just always apply pressure from turn 1 to turn hopefully like 7. This deck shouldn't take that long to win. If it does, it will lose. But it's a good deck. I like how like this really feels like a purple like chainsaw. Like that's what I like how I see it. Every turn they're getting closer to winning.
Yeah, for me personally, I think I would cut the Maleficent and put the This Is My Family. Like it helps you stay like hand size.
Hmm.
Danny was testing it a lot. I liked it. Like you already have the Calhoun. I think Calhoun definitely stays in purple steel. I think if Calhoun gets played in a steel deck or in any deck right now, I think it's definitely in purple steel. And then just singing like "This Is My Family" with your Calhoun or Snake, or I guess not really with Smee, but like for sure Calhoun and Snake, like if you quest with them, it's only one lore. So if you sing with them, you're still getting that one lore and you're getting a draw. So I mean, if you were worried about uninkable, you could just cut the Maleficent. I don't think you really need the two lore from the Maleficent.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw Spessie's list. He ran purple still, and he made an interesting call in basically going with the Chromacon over Doc and running This Is My Family to just kind of have a more burn package.
I don't know, with like the amount of item hate right now, like Chromacon, it just feels
Mhm.
like maybe I guess you get one draw, maybe two, but like if there's a lot of item hate right now, like everyone, good number of people are on Benjas, some people are on Platinum. You saw Amber
Mhm.
Steel's on Platinum, so if they know like I don't want him to draw cards right now, let me get rid of this item.
Yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, it also has the new Honey Marin, the two
He,
drop.
That
he,
card's so bad, bro.
he's on like
But this is super burn.
yeah, this is
This is
super
super
burn.
burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
How many uninkables is this one?
super burn.
Let me
Like you're
check.
just trying to get there.
8
But then
Yeah.
That's crazy.
maybe he could have went.
Yeah, the
Maybe
gather
put
for
like
gathering
two genies.
knowledge is crazy.
Yeah, he could have put like two genies in.
I mean,
I think.
Yeah.
he can still go Doc. He's only at 8. I think this has to be like
Yeah,
at 2. This is too much. Like you already have so much
like
burn.
Or yeah.
Yeah,
he's going super item hate. Like 4 benches.
yeah, it's allowed to.
Like it
Yeah.
just I don't know.
I don't think
Maybe
his I don't think his LCC list is staying like this. I'm pretty sure he's changing it a lot. Like
Yeah.
this doesn't have to be that high. This doesn't have to be that high. This should probably not be in here. I'm not a fan of this really. I guess it's cool, but I still think the docs are better. I'm not even a fan of doc.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I think genies are the way to go.
yeah, I think he definitely need to
yeah.
put like a genie or a rabbit, but we'll see. I mean, he did say that he hasn't tested anything, so he just wanted to go super burn to catch people off guard. So not a bad idea. It worked out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulled the upset over Sailor.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
I haven't watched it, but I heard Sailor bricked. So
Oh yeah, Sailor was very unlucky.
yeah. So.
It
But I
happens.
mean, this is what the
Hey,
deck punishes, right? Punishes that.
Yeah.
Not only it punishes blue red, it punishes like if your deck ever slips up. Like this is exactly what the deck is doing.
Yeah. If anything, it's consistent.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Any other lists you guys want to talk about?
no, I think we're
Blue
that
red.
that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, we didn't show blue red list.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite blue red list?
Uh, I can. Let me see. There's no blue red list that. Oh, we could just show Sager's list from here.
Yeah.
So blue red, yeah, we gotta show blue red because it's one of the top meta decks. So, you guys are looking for a blue red list. This is a decent one to play with.
Oh, he's still on sharks. This one's
Yeah,
on
he's still on
sharks.
sharks. I just realized this.
Pirates.
Me
So he's on
personally,
coils.
yeah. Me
I like
personally, I'm not a fan of shark right now. I feel like you play shark. There's so much steel right now. Every deck's playing Pete. Every deck's playing Zeus. That if you play shark and it gets Zeus, like you probably just lost the game. I get it. Zeus also kills Tamatoa, but if you play Tamatoa and it gets Zeus, at least you drew 2 popsicles and you draw more cards. So,
Definitely.
you play Maui. I mean, I get it. You play Maui and have shark and it doesn't get removed, you probably win, maybe, but I don't know. It's kind of rough. I just don't see, like, what else are they going to Zeus? You get what I'm saying? Like, they're going to hold Zeus specifically for the shark, so it's kind of rare that they don't have it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy how much I think our perspective of blue red has changed like in just these 2 weeks.
So I mean,
I
if
yeah.
sorry to cut you off, like if you're in any blue red like discords, a lot of them are saying the reason is that Shark is good into Amethyst, um, and there's no Amethyst really besides purple still right now, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and then green purple is not really
yeah, green purple's
doing too hot right
non-existent.
now because
Purple
of all the
still,
steel. Yeah,
purple red. The old version was getting beat by Shark. So
yeah.
yeah,
That's a good
I mean
point.
the
That's a
Shark is
good
still
point.
crap. Don't get me wrong, but with so much steel, like you can get peated after you put it down, so it probably can't do nothing, and then you can just get Zeus, and then it just dies. So it's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's just I seen some lists cut out visions to
That's
go
crazy.
full crab.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
that's wild.
You're scry for 5, bro. That's
Yeah.
like in Magic, dude. That's scrying for 5 is nuts.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying I see people experimenting with blue red, but I think surprisingly because people were saying that this was going to be the tier 0 deck
I
pre-release.
was telling everybody watch the podcast. I said, guys, relax, relax. The deck's gonna be good.
I
Coil's
think
not
this
that
deck is great.
crazy.
Like if you took out the sharks, you took out the pirates, you put other cards in that are probably another Sisu, both. Like I think this deck is great. I think I played it against Caesar like 8 times. I got freaking like 8-0. I was like, damn, I
Yeah,
suck.
yeah. This deck is strong. I mean, don't get me wrong. The deck is strong. I just don't think it was gonna be like the tier 0 or was like maybe it will shape into that, but I have a hard time believing it. But who
Like
knows? I could be wrong.
it's just a resource game right now. Like I feel like all the blue stills, red blue, it's a super resource game. You have to keep those hideaways. You gotta save them for the dimes because that's after you go through so much of their board, that's gonna be their only win con, and it's just holding resources and playing them at the right time.
So the funny thing is that I'm playing blue steel and I still haven't lost to blue red. I haven't dropped a single game. But I play blue red and I haven't lost to blue steel. so
It's just too good. It's just
so
too
I don't
good.
know what's going on. so I don't
No,
know.
I know
I don't
you're
know what's
definitely
going
testing a lot, and it's great. It's good because you're kind of ready for everything. But I try to keep up with all the different lists and different matches that people test their ideas, and it's I think blue red is definitely in an interesting place right now. Like people respect it, people know its power level, but there really isn't that blue red list that everyone's like, okay, that's the right build. It's still up for debate.
Caesar has the right build.
I don't want to take full credit on it. It's Cesar's list too. I just feel to like
Perfected it.
I guess yeah. I just changed out a few cards and stuff. I mean, if you guys want any red blue advice, I would join Sailor's Discord. Like, so many like good players in there, just talking about like what we can do or what to change out, what to sub out, what to put in. I'm not really active in it. I just kind of read what they say, but um, honestly, like a lot of my lists are inspired from Sailor showing his list, and then I change like 4 or 5 cards. But that's kind of what I do. I'm not really a deck builder. I'm more of a deck tweaker, I guess. But yeah, I would show my list, but in case I do play the next 2 weekends, I don't want to show my card for card in case I usually do and don't care. But at least for this weekend for my shop, I should probably try to do my best and not lessen my chances of winning. So
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good segue to talk about what's coming up as
yeah,
far as events.
yeah. So shoot. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention like about this meta, like one thing I like the most is that you can't just be like, oh wow, I got faced into my worst matchup, blue steel, because there's different versions of every deck. Like blue steel has the aggro. There's like 3 different versions of blue steel, and I still think there's a wheel version and a no wheel version that's not like super item heavy that are very viable. So in all reality, someone might say I faced blue steel, and then they might be talking about 4 different decks. Blue red. I still think there's an item version that can be running around. There's DKPs, and then there's like the like hybrid, I guess you can say, like half shark, half crab, lists. So that's 3 lists. Purple steel, we were talking about. I think you go 2 different routes. Yellow steel is kind of like the only one. I guess it still has the aggro side, but like every color combination now has like 2+ ways to build it. So you can't just be like, "Oh, I lost to yellow steel." No, what exactly you lost to, you know? But yeah, and then we were gonna talk about the. You got something to say, Eddie?
Yeah, just to kind of riff off of what you just said there. I remember we were having this debate with James early into the set, and if you just test a little bit, I think you're absolutely right. You see the variation, you see the variety, and I think we were talking a little bit about that earlier today, where it's really interesting to see the how we like prioritize different packages, because there's a lot of good packages out there, and the meta is so wide. It's I think that's what keeps us all interested in the meta, because we're all trying to figure it out. But I think no matter what, it's like we're never gonna know 100% what we're gonna face, and I I have my peace with that, and I come to I come to respect um you know kind of just the the field, like it's so wide. And I know blue is the boogeyman of the set, but I do know and see all these different like builds, all these different like ways to build a deck. I think the game's in a good place right now.
Yeah. Um. So we're gonna segue into something. We won't spend too much time because the episode's kind of dragging on already, and like I said, it's late for all of us. Everyone's talking about a errata slash ban again. Like they did it with Coil before the cards were even out. My answer was, guys, just let the cards come out, let the meta evolve, let some weeks pass by before you start complaining. Now they're doing it with Blue Steel. They're asking for Hiram errata. They're asking for um, Bell errata. They're asking for Tommy errata. They're asking for Popsicle errata. To me, I think Zan is the one that mentioned the Popsicle errata. To me, I do think the 1-drop cycle items are a issue, but I do think, in my personal opinion, I can't wait to see his next episode, because I think he's going to talk about why he thinks Pop exactly should be errata, like more in depth, to see if it changes my mind. But to me, it's like you hit Pop and like blue kind of goes in the gutter. And I'm not talking about blue steel. Like I think blue steel will still probably be fine without Pop, but blue green will struggle. Blue red, I get it. DKP kind of does it, but I think him taking out Pop and Hiram out of his list too, it's gonna hurt him quite a bit. And then like it ruins, like it takes out every chance for any other blue deck. Like that's our main source of draw, and it will really hurt. So can there be something change? I think so, because blue is really strong. Or we can just wait it out and then see the power creep of next set and then see how it goes. But my biggest concern with this is like, and don't get me wrong, I'm still saying blue is the strongest color right now, is, guys, purple red was in the meta. Let me backtrack that. Purple had multiple tier 1 decks for several sets, and no one ever complained. Green gets in the spotlight for a little bit. Everyone wanted to put green in the gutter. Blue gets spotlight for a little bit, where we finally have 2 blue color decks in tier 1, blue steel and blue red, and everyone wants to just put it in the gutter. Like, why? Where was the complaining for purple? Like, there is multiple sets where purple green and purple red were tier 1 decks, and no one complained about purple. Like,
I always complained about purple. I never played those colors.
I've complained about it too, but I've never asked for errata. That's the difference. Like, people always just jump to like Banhammer. Like, guys,
I think the only thing that people were really calling for was maybe Friends, right? Was
my biggest thing in set 2 and set 3 that I was complaining about, it wasn't even a full ban. It was a limit to all the bounce cards.
Yeah,
limit them to only
like rabbit.
two in your
Oh,
deck. Yeah, rabbit, goat, like two in your deck. Make
always
it
losing
so
to goat, right? That
yeah,
top deck goat.
make it
Gosh.
so it's more of a skill gap to protect your goats and your rabbits if you only have two. That was my thing. Is like if you only have two goats and two rabbits, make it so like if you don't bounce it and you give your opponent a chance to remove it, cool. They removed it and you're kind of SOL. If you have four and they remove one, like you still have three. If you do that with two, then you know what I'm saying? Like I never asked for a full on ban. Like that was my thing was limit. I'm fine with limits. Limit pop to one or two, one or two a deck. Limit. That was my solution for wheel two. Back in the day, if you only had two wheels in your deck, I don't think that would have been that broken. Four, like that's broken because if it comes in sequential, like in sequence, like you wheel and then you get the next wheel and then you get the next wheel and then you get the next wheel, it's broken. Like even right now, it's still kind of broken. Like, but yeah.
That's why Amber's still around. Like it's still so good. You just throw everything on the field, wheel, high roll, hopefully high roll, throw everything on the field again.
Yeah, but that's my thoughts on it. If you guys have any quick thoughts on it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, I think, like, oh, first of all, like, I don't think popsicle is a is the problem. I at least not enough to errata and make significant changes to the meta. The only time they ever did this was with Bucky. I think we all can admit that that was probably a mistake, the only mistake.
And it wasn't
Diablo
even that it
people.
was a mistake. It was we kind of hit this on the video that Hector's gonna put out tomorrow or something. If you guys want to go watch that, plug on that. We talked about it with Harlan and Riplungs. Even Harlan himself said it. Like the way they brought up Bucky was a mistake, and I think everybody can agree. Like I think everybody here, and that was what all I was calling for, is for Bucky to remove Ward, and he would have been fine. Everything the same, just remove Ward, he would have been fine. Like imagine they do what
Yeah,
they did to Bucky to
that's,
Popsicle. Like that's another thing that's scary. Like if that's how they
yeah,
errata,
they would
like I don't want
they
them to
would make
errata
it
another card because they're just gonna make it
they would make
completely
it a
unplayable.
cost
I
they
mean,
would make it a cost two, and it would be uninkable.
no,
Yeah, I
that
mean
would
so
kill.
bad. I mean we already
No,
have we already have
that would
Jumbo
hurt.
Pop, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna put Jumbo Pop instead because it's tinkable.
yeah.
but
No, it's also uninkable.
no, but that yeah, like that's why like dude, they did this horrible errata to Bucky. They shot that squirrel. They took it out back and shot him. It was so sad, bro. Like just like you're saying, all they had to do was take away Ward. Why? Because look at now look how Steel has super evolved to where it's 80% of the freaking field, right?
All
So
steel
Steel would have still been
all,
able to take care of Bucky
all steel decks can
easily.
now sing Storm on two, basically.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
so it would have been perfect. Take away Ward, leave him as a 1/1. He gets shot by everything. That's okay. And oh, gosh, it just felt so bad when they did that to
And
him.
this is me
Like,
coming from a person that never touched Bucky. Like I did not like that deck at all. So I was defending. I did think I was calling for something to change on Bucky, but all I was asking for was for it to remove Ward. The problem was that it was uninteractable and it was just making your gameplay uninteractable too because you couldn't do anything because your hand was gone. So
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I tend to lean on just having faith in the game designers that they will fix things with introducing new mechanics, new cards. People like I think the people were complaining about Diablo. They don't complain about Diablo anymore because
yeah.
they just
Because
have so
everything,
many more
it's
options
you
now.
have so many outs for it.
Yeah, so that's what I just kind of lean on that. Just have faith that the developers, the designers, know what they're doing because they haven't really done anything you know to make me
Like
not want to.
what they should do to help Green Steel is errata Bucky back with just removing Ward.
and also give Green some inkable cards, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
green got no love this set.
it was bad, but it's all good.
Anyways,
And
um,
this weekend, right?
yeah. So we'll talk about 3 upcoming tournaments. We have in the area, kind of nearby. So first we got Top Choice Gaming. It's this Saturday, 3/22. It's a quad case tournament. We're gonna have a special guest, Malia Ewart, I think is her name. Is that her
Yeah,
name?
she created the new queen, so
Okay,
that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
that's a decent card.
Yeah, the purple queen, so that's pretty tight. Yeah, like to get that sign foil, that'd be pretty dope.
And it's a
It's also a best of 3 format, which is great. Um,
$40
I think
entry.
yeah, I'm a big fan of best of 3 format, so I'm glad that it's that now.
And guys, we talked about it a lot. Obviously, I'm sponsored by them, and it's not even because I'm sponsored by them. Like, Top Choice, like, will give you your bang for your buck. Like, if they have a crazy turnout, 90 plus players, I'm sure they haven't said it, but I'm sure they'll up it to more than a quad case tournament. They did it when we had the last chance qualifier testing. They announced it as a triple case or a quad case. 90 players showed up. No one even asked for it. They just came out and said, guys, thank you guys for the support. We're gonna up it to an octo case tournament. So good testing and good pricing. I mean, if people show up. So next we got Rob's tournament at CX. This is gonna be next Saturday, March 29th. This is a 3K worth price support. It honestly shot up higher now because of the Oswald build. Now these Oswald D23 promos are probably more expensive. So this probably went up a little bit more. So we'll see. Have you heard anything from Rob, Eddie? If he gets like a crazy turnout, he'll up the pricing or something?
No, yeah, totally. Like I know he's sticking to this 3K, whether like 10 people come or like 50 people come. Like I mean, at least it's gonna be a 3K, and I do believe it has the potential for more, if it makes sense, right? Like Rob is always has put on really big events, professional events, and the pricing for this is yeah, it's like you said, it's probably higher than the 3K already, just with the value of the D23s. Like first place gets a PSA 10 graded like
Oh,
enchanted
yeah, he didn't put
outfit.
that in here either. I forgot he did tell us that. So it is a PSA 10 enchanted outset, so even worth more, technically.
Yeah, and then top four get like a D23 box, and
Sorry, I don't have
pricing
it
the
up for
top
you guys.
16. And then he also has an artist, Hale.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be there too. He did the
Oh, sick, Gandalf. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he's coming out for this
He
event.
created the Simba, the big Simba, right? Um,
No,
It
Legendary
what
should
else did
Simba
he
from last
create?
set.
Yeah, legendary Simba from last set. So that's pretty cool. Get that.
Yeah.
yeah, come out, meet him. I know he's come out to a few of events here in SoCal. He's definitely one of the I think more friendly. I mean, I don't know, they're all friendly, but he's a cool dude. He's a cool guy. I
Yeah.
bet I had the pleasure.
Yeah, so it looks like he's also going to do a top 8 for Mats. So that's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, custom playmat.
So, but yeah, I mean, if you guys are from the area, the IE, I'm sure you guys have been to Red Saber tournaments, Rob's tournaments. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets also like a 80 player turnout. Like he'll probably throw something extra in there. He hasn't said anything, but if you've been to his tournaments, he usually does stuff, and then he's always willing to run pods. That's another cool thing about Rob. Like if people X out and they want to stay, like he's always willing to usually do pods. So all the tournaments I've been to that are big, he usually does pods on the side. So that's cool too.
Yeah, for Rob's event, I guess he does have like the pre registration deal. It's $50 if you do it by the 23rd. I think that's this week. So
Mm-hmm.
sign up by this week, you're gonna save some money because it's gonna go up to 60, like you know, for the final day of or the week of. So yeah, hop on that, get the good deal. It's gonna be a
And
free turnout.
then last but not least, that will be that Sunday right after Rob's tournament. I don't have any info on this because this is San Diego. This is from Carlos. I
San
forgot.
Diego.
I forgot what the tournament was exactly. I think it might have been like another, like, case or more tournament probably. I forgot what he said it was exactly. But it's gonna be at Rare and Sleeveless on March 30th, the Sunday, of the collectible exchange tournament. I'll have to get more info on that for the next tournament or for the next week episode for you guys. Hopefully I can get it from Carlos. Forgot what he said exactly it was. But I
I
think
think
it's
I have the
another like
flyer.
big
I'll
tournament.
post the flyer too.
Yeah, we'll reach out to him after and we'll edit in the flyer if we can find it. But I think it was gonna be a semi big tournament too. Because
Oh,
it was
definitely,
funny
yeah.
because
Like
some of us
it,
were talking about possibly going to I think it's Arizona or Texas, no, Arizona, because they're gonna have that
Arizona.
like
yeah,
five
Arizona.
k, that 5K weekend, and we're like, why would we go and support like a different community when our locals are kind of doing stuff? Because technically, if you guys want to do a Saturday and Sunday, it's a little bit of a drive from San Diego to
Yeah,
Rancho Cucamonga, but you technically have a good weekend of tournaments that weekend.
yeah, definitely.
So, I think the rare and sleeveless tournament was gonna be a decent like prizing tournament. So, if you guys want to have a eventful Lorcana weekend, I would check out that tournament on Sunday as well.
Actually, you just reminded me. I know Rob at CX. He started doing locals on Sunday. Where if you get first place at the Sunday tournament, you earn an invite to the 3K. So that's another thing he's doing as an incentive
Is he doing
to
that every
grow the
Sunday?
community there. Yeah, every Sunday. He's if you top that, it's a $10 buy-in, but you win store credit and an invite.
That's part of his circuit, right?
Yeah, the circuit at Reds at collectible.
Yeah, if you can edit that into Danny, the circuit. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he shared a picture of it somewhere. That's another
yeah.
thing
I'll be
Rob's
able to get
doing
that.
a circuit. He's gonna be planning to do like big tournaments every month or something like every. I forgot how you mentioned it. It should be on the flyer Danny posts up. But yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully other stores start doing stuff like that. Especially right now that we have no DLCs announced. Obviously people are still like the game. We still want to play. We still want to play competitive stuff and earn surprising. So that'd be cool. But I think
yeah.
that's all we got for you guys
Ravensburger's
today.
taking forever,
Yeah, they
So
are.
long, dude.
It is what
definitely.
it is.
But
I'm hoping at least we get a DLC. It was at 7,
I'm
but
hoping we at least get yes that, and even if it's one, I think that would be fine. And I hope we get
I
a
don't
lot
think
more
so.
DLC.
I think the new set comes out like in what? Not that long. It's
no,
shorter.
It's in
I
May.
think it's May. Yeah, so there's a few
Yeah,
months, but the
but
I know, right? To announce something like within like 2 months,
May 30th. I mean,
it's not
basically
looking good.
June. So,
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
But we'll
but
see.
the
Hopefully
thing
they
is,
say
they would
something
have
about
to
World.
do like Worlds April and then DLC. Some people were saying they might do the DLC the same weekend as Worlds or something like that, which will suck for the Worlds people. But it is what it is, right? Um, I mean, I just hope
Yeah,
there's
but
more.
we'll see.
I just hope there's more DLCs scattered everywhere, and hopefully they announce something like regionals or something, like
Yeah,
another like lower tier between DLC
to get
and set
into.
champs. Yeah, like something in
Yeah,
And
between. Maybe that's why they're
like
taking a
the
while.
fact
They're trying to announce something like that, but I'm
exactly.
just hoping for the best. But we do definitely need more Ravensburger hosted tournaments. They don't have to be
yeah,
huge 2,000 player tournaments like the DLCs, but something smaller, like more local
yeah.
areas, right?
Few hundred, right?
Yeah, like 500, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Two to 500 or
these
something.
multiple ones will be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's it,
But
Danny. You head us out, bro.
all right. If you're still here with us till the end, we appreciate you for sticking around. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. We hope we were able to bring you guys as much information as we could to help you guys out with the meta report. And going into this weekend, right? Top Choice Gaming TCG in the city of Redlands this weekend, Saturday. It's going to be a big banger tournament. So hope to see you guys there. But until next time,
Play blue.
keep on cooking, keep on questing. Peace.
Peace.